It's now 6 o'clock right here on Big Breakfast. Today FM, today's hit music.
Hey, I'm Pauline.
And I'm Alan. Tune in to the Breakfast Show on Today FM with Pauline and I every weekday morning.
From 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Right here on Today FM, today's hit music.
Today FM, today's hit music.
In this bulletin, opposition raises the possibility of parole for George Speight in Parliament. 9 accused in Vilekesa Soko's death granted bail. And government undecided on West Papua's application to join MSG. Good evening, I'm Jackie Speight and this is FBC News. George Speight will continue to serve his life sentence in prison for his role in the 2000 coup. This was confirmed in Parliament today by Justice Minister Ayasaid Kayum. Watisoni Raikandroka reports.
2000 coup leader Ilikimi Naitini, aka George Speight, has been serving his prison term since 2002 when he was convicted for treason. Attorney General and Minister for Justice Ayasaid Kayum informed Parliament of Speight's status in response to a question from opposition leader Rotemu Mukepa.
George Speight is currently serving a sentence for life, as his matter has already been dealt with by the Commission and the Office of the President. That's the status.
He says Speight was sentenced to death. This was later commuted to life imprisonment after his lawyers applied for pardon to the Prerogative of Mercy Commission. Sayad Kayum says the commission agreed to recommend to the then president to substitute Speight's death penalty sentence to life imprisonment, which he agreed to. Rotemumu then asked whether Speight, Timothy Silotolu and Shane Stevens are eligible for parole since their children have grown without their fathers. Sayad Kayum replied that they need to make a petition to the Mercy Commission.
Section 1193 states that on the petition of any convicted persons, so the convicted person, him or herself, must make a petition, and then the Commission will assess the petition made by the convicted person.
The minister says if any petition is received, the Mercy Commission will also consider the views of the victims of the crime in question when making its decision, which is called restorative justice. Watisoni Reganroka, FBC News.
The Social Democratic Liberal Party is refusing to confirm or deny whether it wants George Speight and others released from prison. At a press conference this afternoon, FBC News asked SODELPA leader Rotemu Mukepa if the party will make a petition on behalf of the coup perpetrators to the Prerogative of Mercy Commission. Rotemu would only go as far as to say that SODELPA wants to see justice done.
We want justice to be done for everyone. Regardless of who you are, you need to have justice done to you. And they've been there for 15 years, well, maybe less than 15 years. And they have a young family, and the young families have grown up without them. And other people have carried out coups. We all know that. So not everyone is equal.
Rotemu also says they are looking at the issue from a human rights context. The 9 men accused of causing the death of Vilekesa Soko were produced in the Sigatoka Magistrates Court today. 8 of them are police officers and 1 military officer were released on bail under strict conditions, with the case being transferred to the Lautoka High Court. Christopher Chand reports.
The first accused is the Western Divisional Crime Officer Manasa Talala and members of the Police Strikeback Team, Seruvi Dangusau, Kelevi Sewatu Peneia Andrauna, Felice Vere, Viliame Vere Ivalu, Chonan Davonu and Senitiki Natakasavu. The other accused person is Military Officer Pita Matairavula. All are charged with manslaughter and an alternative count of rape. The third count is for assault occasioning actual bodily harm to Senichie Limboila. Manasa Talala and Viliame Vereivalu face an additional count of perverting the cause of justice for allegedly instructing other police officers to make false statements during the investigation. They allegedly beat robbery suspect Vilekesa Soko to death in August last year. Soko was believed to be part of a 5-member mass group that had robbed a foreign exchange outlet in Nandi before being caught in Singatoka. Soko died following the alleged police brutality. They were all granted bail with strict conditions, one of which is to report to the nearest police station every Monday, Wednesday and Saturday. The 9 accused were told to present their sureties in court at 2 p.m. this afternoon to enable their release from police custody. They will now appear in the Lautoka High Court on February 23rd. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
Foreign Minister Ratu Inoke Kumbombola says he cannot confirm whether Fiji will support West Papua's application to officially join the Melanesian Spearhead Group. He was responding to questions raised by opposition MP Ratu Iso Tikova in Parliament today. Ratu Inoke says a process needs to be followed to allow any country to become a member of the MSG.
The application will be considered by the senior officials of the MSG, and then it goes up to the foreign ministers and then to the MSG leaders. This meeting will take place in Honiara in July this year. So we have to follow that process. So, Madam Speaker, I cannot confirm whether Fiji will support the application of the West Papua.
Ratu Inoke will table in Parliament a report which came out of the MSG Foreign Minister's visit to West Papua last year that can give an overview of what life is like for the indigenous people living there. Still to come, Film Fiji sets its targets for 2015.
Bula FM number 2 na serena iwan siningaw na ni batara ni sibiti ko bekian na diwa en na tini na miniti na may pakuriti ora bengrabe na mantang nonongo kanda na dapat ko ani na kaloko en ay kamen din debo bili na tayo wali ni may dapat ko na wani matakabo kan lib sarti ko na bisir talio ni na namaka do batat ko may kina na kenan daw ro di kanamaki Bula binaka ayo salamilawa do batak kiya na batara na wani dio na kaloko moni tiki na barumbuka en ang Bula FM number 2 en na serena.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. There will be no changes made to the limitation of liability for prescribed political events decree of 2010. This was reaffirmed in Parliament this morning after opposition leader Rotemu Mukepa questioned Minister for Justice Said Kayum on the possibility of amending the decree so that all coup perpetrators are treated the same. Said Kayum says the 2013 Constitution clearly states the decree cannot be changed.
Section 1562 of the Constitution, Madam Speaker, it says, notwithstanding anything contained in this Constitution, the limitation of liability for prescribed political events Decree 2010 shall, in its entirety, continue in existence and shall not be reviewed, amended, altered, repealed or revoked by Parliament. So Parliament itself cannot review, amend, alter, repeal or revoke this particular decree.
The decree gives unconditional grant of immunity to certain persons who were involved in prescribed political events of 2000 and 2006. Students seeking loans from the Tertiary Scholarship and Loans Board need a guarantor. Opposition MP Prem Singh asked whether the requirement could be waived since many students are finding it cumbersome. Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy pointed out the provision of guarantor will only be dealt with on a case-by-case basis.
When you're dealing with a loan repayment, you need to have a guarantor. But we're saying there may be some people right in the interior who does not have someone who's willing to sign. Be a guarantor. Madam Speaker, if someone like Honorable Prem Singh wants a child to get educated in the university, why should we not have him find a guarantor?
Yes.
Why? I'm saying, Madam Speaker, what the Prime Minister has done is to allow for those people who can't find a guarantor, yes.
Students have to start loan repayment 6 months after completing the educational program, and those who don't find a job must keep updating the TSLB about their situation. The Agriculture Ministry will use diversification programs to maximize the income of farmers. After a visit to India last week, Minister Ines Seruiratu says there are various practices that farmers can use to improve their livelihood. Sakyusa Naivo reports.
A variety of farming programs in India can be used to help Fijian farmers produce more and increase profits.
Agriculture, Madam Speaker and honourable members, are to be driven by aggressive market research and, most importantly, agriculture research for development as well. This is an area that India is doing very well, particularly in terms of new genetic materials to give us higher yields, crop resilience, and most importantly, the diversification programs.
Ines Seruiratu says the Fijian government lacks research capacity, which has been key to India's agricultural success.
Smallholder and subsistence farmer concept. This is one beauty about India, and it's very relevant to Fiji as well, Madam Speaker. The fact of the matter for farming, for agriculture in Fiji, although we have a few semi-commercial and commercial farmers, but the majority of our farmers are smallholder farmers and subsistence farmers. Some see that as a weakness, but there are opportunities and potentials within that arrangement as well. And India is one of the countries that does this very well. Through the smallholder farmers concept, through clusters, they make very good arrangements from the farmer level right through to the market.
Seruiratu also emphasized the importance of research transferred to farmers in terms of genetics, good husbandry practices, new formulas, machinery and mechanization to improve production. Sakyusa Naivo, FBC News.
Police have interviewed the mother of two toddlers allegedly consuming alcohol and smoking cigarettes. The pictures of the children were circulating on social media when FBC News made an inquiry with police. Police spokesperson Atunaisa Sokomuri says they interviewed the mother earlier this week in the presence of the Social Welfare Ministry officers. Sokomuri confirms the children are from Lautoka. Police will continue to investigate. Film Fiji's new Chief Executive Officer Dallas Foon is planning to take the industry to new heights in 2015. 440 locals were employed in productions in 2014. Ellen Stahls has the story.
An unprecedented 52 foreign productions were shot on location in Fiji, and Dallas Foon says things will only get better.
Yeah, 52 is unprecedented for Fiji. Previously, we were topping out at around 38. So 2014 was a big leap in terms of productions in Fiji, so it was a great year.
The last big Hollywood production was The Anaconda, and ever since then there have been many smaller projects. However, Film Fiji in 2015 will be doing all it can to attract more productions.
We'll be attending the trade shows in Chennai, Hyderabad and Mumbai this month. Following that in March, Film Fiji will be attending the Locations Los Angeles show and represented there with the booth, and we will be talking to Hollywood producers and directors in trying to get their interest to film in Fiji.
Some of these productions include television commercials, trade shows, documentaries, reality shows, television series, feature films, and budgeting ranging from about $10 million. Ellen Stahls, FBC News.
Motorists and travellers are being advised to take extra precautionary measures when out on the roads this weekend. The Western Division is experiencing widespread heavy rain and associated flash flooding of low-lying areas. The Fiji Roads Authority says the travelling public should avoid all floodwaters, including overtop crossings. Some crossings and roads in the interior parts and low-lying areas of Lautoka, Ba, Tavua, Rakiraki and Singatoka are underwater. A Fijian travel agent in Tonga will be sentenced next month for 39 charges of forgery and intentionally dealing with forged documents for visa applications. Sarah Polata altered Westpac Bank of Tonga bank statements and reference letters of customers by forging signatures and names. The scam came to light early last year when some of the companies in Tonga and government departments received inquiries from the United States Embassy and Australian Immigration Department requesting verification of reference letters that were supposedly given by them. Sarah committed the offence performances between October 2013 to April 2014, when she operated her Friendly Island travel business in Tokomololo. And with that, it's sports time now. Here's Jamie with the latest.
Thank you, Jackie, and good evening. In sports after the break, Fiji's 7th side receives massive support from Fijian community in the United States, and Fiji wins bid to host 2016 Melanesian Athletics Championships. We'll have this and more after the break.
My name is Luca. I live on the second floor.
Gold FM, only the classic hits. I hope you're having fun so far. You're listening to The Ride, and I'm Kara, taking you through your afternoon. Stay with me to listen to more awesome classics right here on The Ride. Bulubinaka, for awesome sounds in the afternoon. Wonderful, wonderful classics. Join me on The Ride every weekday right here on Gold FM, only the classic hits from 2 to 7.
Just don't ask me what it was. I think it's 'cause
Welcome back. The Vodafone Fiji Sevens team has been overwhelmed by the support from the Fijian community in the United States. The side, which starts its Las Vegas campaign tomorrow in Nevada, has been getting tremendous backing from the Fijian fans. Coach Ben Ryan says the solid support shown is a morale booster for his side.
The community have been excellent. You know, we had an ambassador's late lunch, and he's a terrific man, and it's great to have his support. They were very nice to all the boys. And South Davui project that's raising money for our Game Ready recovery machine have done a sterling effort in really helping to find money for the things that we really need, but just unfortunately haven't got in our budget this year.
Fiji plays Samoa in its opening match at 1:06 p.m. tomorrow, then will meet Wales at 4:02 p.m. Its the last pool match is against New Zealand at 9:05 Sunday morning. And you can watch live coverage of the Las Vegas Sevens right here on FBC TV, or you can catch radio commentaries on Bula FM. The local players in the Telecom Fiji Warriors squad for the World Rugby Pacific Challenge have impressed team officials. The side had a fitness test in Suva today as players tried to prove their worth for a spot in the 35-member reduced squad. The Fiji Warriors joined Samoa A, Tonga A, Canada A, Junior Japan and the Argentina Pampers in the tournament. The coach says he's happy with the squad's performance so far.
It's a big step up for them. A lot of them it's new to this level. First time for them to be representing in the Fiji Warrior. So we expect a lot from them. And the selection will be based on fitness and on discipline. And if they put their hands up and ready for the challenge, and we'll be there to look at them.
The reduced squad returns to camp on Monday and will be joined by its 3 overseas-based players later in the week. The Vodafone Fiji Under-20 football team's improvement from last year has delighted coach Frank Farina. The side left the country this morning on a tour of Asia to prepare for the World Cup in May. Josephine Navula has more.
The Fiji Under-20 football players looked all geared up for their first international outing for the year as they jetted out to Myanmar. Coach Frank Farina says players have shown tremendous improvement since last year.
You know, I've noticed a change in their attitudes, their training, which has been really, really good.
Farina adds the Asia tour is a good exposure for the players as they prepare for the Under-20 World Cup to be played in New Zealand in May.
Fantastic learning curve for Fiji football, and you'll most probably see the benefits of this in 4 years' time when these boys will become part of most probably the national team.
The skipper is equally as excited to lead the side on the tour.
Most of the boys this will be their first tour to Malaysia, and we are so excited to go and get a great exposure from the teams in the Asian countries.
This is expected to be the perfect tonic for the World Cup, where the Fijians meet Germany, Honduras and Uzbekistan from May 30th. Josephine Navula, FBC Sports.
Fiji has been chosen to host the 2016 Melanesian Athletics Championships. The competition returns to our shores after a lapse of 7 years, and Athletics Fiji is thrilled at the opportunities the Games will bring. Tsalin Dadakadaka has more.
The recent Oceania Congress in Queensland, Australia has awarded Fiji the chance to host the 2016 Melanesian Championship in Athletics in July. The status of the ANZ Stadium as the premier athletics facility in the region swayed the votes in Fiji's favour.
We had actually put together a proposal paper to Oceania Athletics Association that was tabled in the Congress that Oceania Congress they had last week, where they voted in all the new office bearers and board, and that had to be put through the forum. So what happened is we actually ended up being awarded the hosting rights for the Melanesian Games.
The Games will be the first regional competition to be held in Fiji since the new ANZ Stadium opened in 2012.
To be honest, I can't remember when was the last time we hosted a international athletics competition down at the National Stadium or the ANZ Stadium, and it's been a while. But the great thing about this is we've got probably the best or the best stadium in the Pacific at the moment, and it'll be a shame if we don't have the opportunity to bring events such as the Melanesian Games into that track and field arena.
The securing of the rights to host the Melanesian Games will be another boost to showcasing Fiji's facilities and talent. After all, Fiji has been long considered the best in the sport in the Pacific region for a number of years. Talento Kavak, FBC Sports.
The 2015 Cricket World Cup has been launched with a pair of vibrant opening ceremonies held concurrently in Christchurch and Melbourne. Tomorrow sees Australia playing England while New Zealand takes on Sri Lanka. You can catch daily highlights of the World Cup right here on FBC TV. That was your sports for this evening. It's back to Jackie now with business.
Fiji Pine Limited plans to plant more pine on 2,500 hectares of land. Executive Chairman Faiz Khan says this has been a normal trend over the years, and Fiji Pine is hoping for favourable weather. The industry, which is the largest leasehold in the country, paid $2.9 million to landowners in 2013. $17.3 million was invested on replanting and logging to ensure sustainability of the pine industry. The company in the last 3.5 years has managed to renew 18,200 hectares of expiring leases and continues to invest back in the industry. There was a mixture of cloud, showers and sunshine across Fiji today. Our weather is being influenced by a trough of low pressure from the Solomons that extends southeastwards over to Rotuma to just west of Fiji. Meanwhile, another trough of low pressure lies over Vanuatu and extends eastwards to the south of Fiji. So we can expect the associated cloud and rain again tomorrow. Another day of maximum temperatures in the 30s. Nandi and Lautoka hit 30, while Suva topped at 33 degrees. The forecast to midnight tomorrow, periods of rain, heavy at times and few squally thunderstorms over Yasawa and Mamanutha group. Elsewhere, occasional rain, heavy at times and few thunderstorms, rain easing to showers tomorrow. Much the same conditions over the Lau and Lomaiviti groups, interior and eastern parts of the larger islands. Looking ahead to the rest of the weekend and into Monday, a good time to be watching the sevens since we can expect more showers and thunderstorms, especially in the afternoons or evening. And recapping our main stories, opposition leader Rotemu Mukepa has raised the issue of parole for George Speight and others through the prerogative of Mercy Commission. 9 officers accused of causing the death of Vilike Sissoko have been granted bail, and Foreign Minister Ratuinoke Kumbombola says Fiji hasn't decided on West Papua application to join the MSG. On to our poll question this week, we're asking, do you agree that the Fiji flag should be changed? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That's news for tonight. We're wishing you a safe and enjoyable weekend. Join Akosita Tale tomorrow with our news updates for the weekend. I'll see you again on Monday. Till then, good evening.
बॉलीवुड हीरो पंती रे। Get this.
हीरो 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 सपना दिखेला बंद करो।
क्या करो यार, सबको आती नहीं, मेरी जाती नहीं।
मिर्ची मस्त मॉर्निंग में हूँ अश्निल सिंह।
हाय मैं हूँ काजल।
शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
6 AM to 9 AM।
मिर्ची FM, it's hot.